Welcome back, dear viewers. Now it's time for our second segment for today. And in this segment, we will talk about a Decent Life initiative, and it aims at improving all aspects of living standards and services for Egyptian villagers. The development of villages aims to change the reality of millions of citizens who are more than half of the population of Egypt to the better in all aspects within the coming 3 years, and to shed more light on the importance of Decent Life initiative. We are joined over the phone by Dr. Maha Mahgoub. She is a human development expert. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Dr. Maha, tell us more about Decent Life initiative and its significance.
Good morning. I'd like to shed more light about Decent Life initiatives, which launched by the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in 2019 to improve the standard of living and quality of life for the most vulnerable groups in Egypt. And of course, it's very important initiative to all Egyptian citizens, especially poor and marginal people. Total appointed directed to village visits and the first phase of Decent Life, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, it was around 5.5 billion Egyptian pound directed to 1,901 interventions, including 3.3 billion in the fiscal year 2019-2020. And about 2.2 billion in 2020-2021 fiscal year. All these initiatives targeting most needed people in Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, and just providing them housing, decent life, education and health, all aspects of life to be equivalent and to ensure the gender equality in Egypt.
So, Dr. Maha, yes, please. The importance of cooperating with the different NGOs in developing Egyptian rural areas, as they have great experience in this domain.
Yes, of course. The right arm of civil society, they are considering the right arm of the government, so they can help the government in achieving its goals in decent life by getting access to the most needed people, so they are aware about the most needed areas in all over Egypt, so they can cooperate with the Ministry of Solidarity, and that they can implement together the initiatives with the government hand by hand.
So, Dr. Maha, to what extent does the project contribute to bridging the development gaps between villages and towns, whether in Lower Egypt or Upper Egypt?
Yeah, actually, the initiatives emphasize on the Upper Egypt because they are the most needed cities in Upper Egypt, as the government is implementing the local development program in Upper Egypt in the period of 2016 to 2021, which aims to promote sustainable local development and create productive job opportunities for reducing poverty in the government of Sohag and Qena, and how to allocate about $957 million for developing these cities, raising the competitiveness of economic capacity, raising the efficiency of local units to provide basic services targeting the main reasons. Of course, all of these, as a result of these development, will be creating more job opportunities from the private sector to improve the business environment at the government level, achieving the objectives of improving performance of infrastructure and services, providing maximizing the number of individuals and business beneficiaries from improving and providing the infrastructure services provided in Upper Egypt, especially in Qena and Sohag.
Yes. So, Dr. Maha, to what extent the Decent Life project can make a qualitative leap in the field of sustainable development in order to build the Egyptian person and character?
Of course, the decent life is aligning with the sustainable goals of United Nations. As in 2015, about 195 nations agreed with the United Nations that they can change the world to better. And of course, the goals of the initiatives to be achieved through providing decent housing,
Yes.
water, sanitation for poor families, and medical assistance, education services, establishing micro projects for those most needed, in providing kind of support for the most needed families. And so the initiative is very important. Of course, it has about four main pillars. The first one is improving life standards and investing in human capital. The second one is developing infrastructure services. The third one, raising and quality of human development services. And the fourth one is economic development.
Yes, Dr. Maha, can you tell us more about the second phase of the second stage of Decent Life Initiative, which was launched at the end of past year, and its main targets?
Yeah, we are pleased I'm going to talk about the first phase, which launched in January 2019,
Yes.
which targeted about the 37 villages across Egypt. And of course, it has been mentioned by the United Nations that the second phase will be launched in 2021, and the number of target villages increased to 1,500,
Yes.
with the number of beneficiaries representing 20% of the overall Egypt population. So Egypt is following up the strategy and the milestone which has been set before to be aligned with the sustainable goals of development to achieve the first and the second phase.
Yes, Dr. Maha Mahgoub, Human Development Expert, thank you for being with us and have a good day. And by that, dear viewers, we come to the end of today's edition of The Practice Show. I'm Sheena Adel and I was joined today by my colleague Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.